Welcome to my channel where I explore how to heal from childhood trauma and the divine feminine. I'm Carrie Blazer. Please check out my free ebook below if you want to do a deeper dive on how to transform your emotional wounds into personal wisdom. Additionally, I have a live webinar every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Come and learn how to transform your emotional wounds into personal wisdom. Please like and subscribe to stay up to date on what's latest and greatest on my channel. Now let's get into this clip. Bruce Lipton, Epigenetics. Let's learn about epigenetics. Epi means before, signifying what happens before our genetics are triggered. And it teaches us that less than 1% of our mental and physical diseases come from our genetics. So we saw earlier someone gets chicken pox. Well, how do we get rid of the bumps? Well, if less than 1% of our diseases come from our genetics, why are we focusing on the body? Why aren't we focusing on the field, the energy body, the soul? He's got a great example about why we should focus on the energy body, the soul, the consciousness.
Whatever picture you hold in your mind, the brain releases complementary chemistry that matches that picture, and it releases it into the body. And the chemistry of the blood is what controls the genes and the behavior. Children, when adopted into a family where there's cancer running in that family, the adopted child will get the same family cancer. But the point, the adopted child has totally different genetics. What was the point? It was being adopted into a family where the programming of that child is what caused the cancer. It's consciousness who releases the chemistry to the environment that controls the genes. And you can change your consciousness, and you can change your environment. And all of a sudden I said, oh my God, we were programmed to be victims. It turns out we are masters of our genetic activity. And this is the new science called epigenetics.
Right. So if kids are adopted into a family and they get the cancer from the family they were adopted into and not the one based on their genetics, why are women cutting off their breasts, removing their ovaries, their womb? That's fear-based medicine, not based on how things will really occur, not based on reality. So I'm just showing there's a lot of challenges and a lot of things to come out of to solve this problem, that teaching people that we live in a holographic universe, that the universe is a mirror showing us ourselves in every moment as a constant feedback loop for self-improvement, that changing the world is an inside job. So let's learn how the heart is a vortex. And then we're going to learn how blood flows in an embryo before the heart even forms. So how can the heart be responsible for pumping blood when blood is flowing in the embryo without a formed heart? Do you see the challenge there? Okay. 400 years ago, Leonardo da Vinci was doing research that the heart is a vortex, but that's an internal locus of control. And that was in direct conflict with Christianity, an external locus of control. Christianity was teaching that the cross is the only ladder to heaven. But if each human's heart is a vortex, as powerful as a black hole, as you can't command a vortex, you can't tell a black hole what to do. So teaching people that, would that have supported nation states? Would that have supported people being loyal to the kingdom that they were in, being loyal to the church that was granting them access to heaven? And if we teach people at the heart's a vortex, we live in a holographic universe, why go to church? Do you see the conundrum that what we're having here? Is that when the overarching worldview, which is attached to the ruling class, we can't change that. So, okay, yeah, it's an external locus of control. The heart's a pump, the body's a machine, and that's what we taught people, and that's how we control people. But now's the time for a new day. And I'll quote Tesla: if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that leads us into how the heart is formed in an embryo. Before the heart beats for the first time, something far greater begins to move. Long before your heart ever beat, thousands of cardiac cells made a silent decision. There was no pulse, no rhythm, no sound. In the earliest stages of development, individual heart cells began firing electrical signals on their own. Then something remarkable happens. They synchronize. Separate impulses align into one coordinated electrical wave. That wave triggers the first contraction, the first heartbeat, the beginning of a rhythm that can last a lifetime. So starting with something so amazing and healthy, how did we get to having cancer and viruses and bacteria? Let's get back to Dr. Gabor Mate, who can really teach us about how all of this works. If this resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more conversations about psychology, healing, and the divine feminine, and pick up a free copy of my ebook below. Take care.